this game four that you were about to bring up, this is one of my favorite. This is why I didn't want you to bring it up too early.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Jordan games. Ironically, I think my favorite Jordan game is probably the double nickel game. Also against the Knicks, but this is one of my favorite Jordan games because he shoots 6 for 9 from three, and this is what he would do in 2021 as a player. This is how he would play. At the peak of his powers, this peak Jordan, this is what he would do. He would take 8 or 9 threes a game. He would try to get to 4 threes, more than likely, to try and hit 4 a game. Yeah. And I think because of that, his scoring average would go up if he was playing in 2021. And this is the game I use for example, because he hits threes on the move, off screens, he's hitting all kinds of crazy shots in this game.
Yeah,
and it's crazy because this is obviously after the Shrug game where he hits those 6 threes, and it's the first time he really paid attention on threes at all. And I felt like that's what made this game stand out in this entire season for me. This is probably my favorite game of the whole season for him, even more than the ones we're going to see in the finals. But yeah, just because I genuinely believe that this is 2021 what Michael Jordan would do if we had a time machine.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm not mad at that at all. I did want to note something because I didn't mention it in the beginning of the series, but just to add to how coaches and everything were just different at that point. Phil Jackson, after losing the first 2 games at the Knicks, they go and say, he goes and says, they played their game in New York, but they won't play that game in Chicago. Yeah. Pretty much saying, you bullied us, you did what you had to do, but I bet you won't bring that shit to Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's and we got to remember, these places are pretty, gangster. I got, New York and Chicago are some, we got to remember what we talked about.
I think the phrase you should look for, or the phrase I would think of in this scenario is hostile environment.
Sure. I just think we know what Chirac
hostile. It is a hostile road environment.
Yeah. Okay, that's a better way to say it. Whatever. But yeah, and remember, there wasn't really a security like that and stuff. So you really going into dangerous territory doing some of the stuff that you're doing.
Hey, dude, Kevin Durant's bodyguard had to come out to stop PJ Tucker this season. So
yeah, he had to relax.
This is still better. Fuck. No, that's true. You know what? The other thing I heard Phil Jackson say as I was watching the series recap. So Phil Jackson in the middle of game 1, they did a cutaway to him talking about the Knicks' previous series, and he goes,
"Right now, they're almost Boy Scouts in my book. They're really playing clean basketball. I thought, what they have, maybe 2 flagrant fouls against Charlotte in his 5-game series. That was very good. I don't know how many they had against Indiana. I think only 2 against Indiana. That's pretty mild for them, and I think that they really have turned their game around. I think Riley has caught their ear, and I think they understand that the league is serious about it, and the basketball is basketball. It's not rugby."
He goes, "They really played clean basketball. Only 2 flagrant fouls in the whole series, or I think he said the whole series, but he was it's way better than they did during the regular season. It's really impressive. Hopefully they don't try to clobber our whole team." He was Phil was so passive aggressive in the early 90s for no reason. That shit was funny.
Especially you got to remember, this is the 3rd time they faced the Knicks in the last 3 in this 3-peat.
Yeah.
And the season before, that you literally had one of those guys say they're physically and mentally fucking us up pretty much. Yeah. So it's there's definitely that mentality in there, going into these series, and they know who they're facing and what they got to do.
For the Knicks, the Bulls were the Pistons to the Bulls previously. It was just reversed. The Knicks were just younger and the Pistons were older, but it's the same exact it's so funny. All these major superstars through history, every at some point in their careers, be it Jordan, Curry, LeBron, Shaq, Kobe, at some point during all these guys' careers, there's a season or a period of time where where the opposing team just goes, let's find out if these fuckers are pussy or not. That's how we're gonna beat them. We're gonna hit them.
That's how you gotta get. Yeah,
They're so good. They're so good that we cannot play basketball anymore. We have to resort to fucking fighting them.
yeah.
All of the greats have this in common. If you can't beat, if they start scoring on you, beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. That's hilarious. That's facts though. That's so.
Or they're gonna just be great all the time.
Yeah, that's hilarious.